Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping into the golden age of American coin collecting as we explore the top 5 most expensive and valuable United States of America 1-cent wheat penny old coins. These humble pennies carry powerful history, rare minting secrets, and astonishing values that can reach incredible heights in today's market. Stay tuned as we uncover what makes these wheat pennies so rare, why collectors are willing to pay huge money for them, and how an ordinary-looking cent could turn out to be an extraordinary hidden treasure. Let's get started. First up in the legendary 1946 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. At first glance, it looks ordinary, the kind of coin millions have handled without a second thought. But hidden within this humble cent is a narrative of history, artistry, rarity, and immense financial potential that has captivated collectors worldwide. Some extraordinary examples of this coin, especially those tied to exceptional preservation and rare minting characteristics, are associated with valuations so high they spark disbelief, with whispers of prices reaching into the millions of dollars in today's market. This is the kind of coin that fuels dreams, inspires treasure hunts, and keeps collectors watching until the very last second of the story. The 1946 Lincoln cent commands such awe, we need to step back into its historical backdrop. Struck just after World War II, this coin emerged during a period of rebuilding and renewed optimism in the United States. The Lincoln cent itself holds a sacred place in American history, being part of the first long-running decimal coinage series to honor a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States who served from 1861 to 1865, represents unity, sacrifice, and resilience, qualities that resonated deeply in the post-war era. Coins from this period are more than currency. They are tangible artifacts of national identity, making high-grade survivors incredibly desirable to collectors and investors alike. The artistic power of the Lincoln cent begins with Victor David Brenner, whose iconic portrait of Lincoln has become one of the most recognized images in world coinage. On the obverse, Lincoln faces right, his expression calm yet resolute, accompanied by the timeless motto, "In God We Trust," with liberty, and the date completing the design. Brenner's work was revolutionary, blending realism with dignity in a way that humanized a president on everyday money. This portrait laid the foundation for a design legacy that would later evolve, eventually incorporating the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, a monumental symbol of democracy, with the building's columns and Lincoln's seated statue visible within, surrounded by the denomination written in full. Together, these design elements form a lineage that elevates the 1946 cent far beyond a simple penny. What truly drives the staggering value of certain 1946 Lincoln cents is rarity, especially in very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated conditions. While millions were minted, only a microscopic fraction survived decades of circulation without wear, damage, or corrosion. Even more extraordinary are examples exhibiting rare minting errors, such as off-metal strikes, doubled dies, misaligned impressions, or unique planchet anomalies. These anomalies transform an already historic coin into a one-of-a-kind artifact. In elite collecting circles, such pieces are considered irreplaceable, and competition for ownership can push prices into unimaginable territory, creating the possibility of life-changing wealth for the fortunate holder. The 1946 cents has only intensified over time. High-profile private transactions and elite auction results, often conducted quietly among top-tier collectors, have reinforced the belief that the finest known examples belong in the realm of seven-figure valuations. When a coin combines historical importance, iconic design, pristine condition, and rare errors, it becomes the perfect storm for astronomical pricing. These coins are not just bought, they are chased, negotiated over, and fiercely protected, sometimes disappearing into private vaults for decades, which further fuels their mystique and market power. The 1946 Lincoln cent represents the ultimate blend of historical security and explosive upside. Serious collectors and investors focus heavily on condition, professional certification, and grading standards from respected services, as these factors can multiply a coin's value dramatically. A single grade difference can mean the jump from thousands to hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Savvy collectors also immerse themselves in numismatic communities, attend major coin shows, and study auction archives to stay ahead of market trends. Knowledge, patience, and authentication are the keys to unlocking the maximum possible reward from a coin like this. Beyond dollars and cents, the importance of the 1946 Lincoln cent in U.S. numismatic history cannot be overstated. It represents continuity in American coinage, bridging eras of design and reflecting the nation's evolving identity. As part of the Lincoln cent series, the longest-running coin design in U.S. history, it connects generations of Americans through a shared symbol of leadership and moral strength. This historical depth adds a layer of value that goes far beyond metal content or scarcity alone, anchoring its worth firmly in cultural legacy. Abraham Lincoln's image carries universal recognition, giving this coin immense international appeal. Collectors across Europe, Asia, and beyond view Lincoln as a global symbol of freedom and perseverance, which expands demand far outside the United States. That worldwide fascination, combined with limited availability of top-quality specimens, supports long-term value appreciation and positions the 1946 Lincoln cent as a global collectible rather than a purely domestic one. The 1946 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin is a story of hidden fortune, historical reverence, and extraordinary potential. Whether viewed as a priceless artifact, a cultural symbol, or a high-stakes investment capable of delivering unimaginable wealth, its allure is undeniable. Coins like this remind us that history sometimes hides in plain sight, and that even the smallest denomination can carry the power to transform lives. So keep watching, keep learning, and keep searching, because the next legendary Lincoln cent could already be closer than you think. The 1946 Abraham Lincoln cent is the emotional journey it creates for collectors and viewers alike. The idea that something so small can embody such massive wealth. Stories circulate within numismatic circles of rare cents discovered in old collections, inherited jars, or long-forgotten rolls, only to later be authenticated as exceptional specimens worth staggering sums. These moments fuel the legend of the 1946 Lincoln cent and keep collectors relentlessly searching. The possibility that a single coin, preserved in extraordinary condition or bearing a rare minting anomaly, could unlock millionaire, or even billionaire level rewards is what makes this coin endlessly fascinating and keeps audiences glued to every detail of its story. Another reason this coin continues to dominate collector conversations is the psychology of scarcity combined with prestige. When a 1946 Lincoln cent earns top-tier certification, especially with sharp details, original luster, and flawless surfaces, it instantly enters an elite class of collectibles. These coins are not merely purchased, they are competed for. Wealthy investors, museums, and legacy collectors see them as legacy assets, objects that can be passed down through generations while steadily increasing in value. Owning such a coin is not just about financial gain. It is about status, historical stewardship, and being part of an exclusive chapter of American numismatic heritage. As the years pass, the long-term outlook for the 1946 Lincoln cent only grows stronger. Inflation, shrinking supply of high-grade examples, and increasing global interest in tangible assets all contribute to its upward value trajectory. Unlike modern speculative investments, rare coins with deep historical roots have proven their resilience over time. The Lincoln cent, anchored by one of the most revered figures in U.S. history, continues to outperform expectations, reinforcing the belief that its maximum possible reward is still unfolding. For those who hold or discover an exceptional specimen, the future promises not just stability, but exponential appreciation. Next up in the 1935 Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, a coin surrounded by mystery, demand, and unimaginable wealth. This is not just spare change. This is a once-in-a-generation numismatic treasure that has stunned experts, electrified auctions, and captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. Stay with me to the very end, because by the time this story unfolds, you'll understand why this single penny is spoken of as a potential million-dollar key capable of creating overnight fortunes in today's market. To understand its astonishing value, we must first step back into American history. The Lincoln cent series stands as one of the most important in United States coinage, honoring Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who led the nation through its darkest chapter from 1861 to 1865. Introduced to commemorate Lincoln's legacy, the cent became deeply symbolic of unity, resilience, and freedom. The 1935 issue, struck at the San Francisco Mint, occupies a legendary place due to its exceptionally limited production and the survival of only a handful of elite specimens. In the grand arc of U.S. decimal coinage, Lincoln cents represent the enduring success of America's monetary system. Simple, accessible, and powerful, making this coin a cornerstone of numismatic history. What elevates this coin into the realm of unimaginable wealth is its extraordinary design pedigree. The obverse features the iconic right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted with commanding dignity and realism, accompanied by the timeless mottos that echo American ideals. This portrait traces its artistic roots to Victor David Brenner, whose vision transformed the cent into a miniature monument of national pride. The reverse, showcasing the Lincoln Memorial with the denomination spelled out in full, reflects the architectural grandeur of America's reverence for Lincoln, a design legacy later refined and associated with Frank Gasparo's monumental artistry. Together, these artistic influences converge into a cent that feels less like currency and more like a historical artifact frozen in copper. Collectors obsess over the visual details of this coin, and for good reason. In very fine condition or better, the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of his coat, and the crisp lettering elevate the coin's desirability exponentially. On the reverse, the memorial's columns, steps, and symmetry must remain strong and well-defined, with minimal wear. Any trace of original luster or exceptional strike quality sends the value skyrocketing. It is precisely this razor-thin survival rate in high condition that fuels intense bidding wars, transforming what was once a penny into a high-stakes investment asset. Rarity alone does not tell the full story. Minting anomalies and legendary errors propel this cent into elite territory. Specialists speak of ultra-rare transitional characteristics, anomalies, and exceptional strikes that separate ordinary survivors from the million-dollar elite. Coins displaying perfectly centered designs, bold impressions, or unique mint characteristics from San Francisco command staggering premiums. These features are not flaws, they are numismatic fingerprints, proof that this coin occupies a league far above typical circulation pieces. When one surfaces, the market responds with feverish excitement. Demand for this cent has exploded in recent years, driven by high-profile private sales and whispered auction results that reach into seven figures and beyond. Elite collectors, institutional investors, and international buyers compete fiercely for ownership, fully aware that opportunities are vanishing. Each confirmed sale reinforces the coin's reputation as one of the most valuable and expensive Lincoln cents ever known. In today's market, the maximum possible reward is nothing short of life-changing. This is the kind of coin that can anchor a legacy collection or redefine generational wealth. For collectors and investors alike, the path to unlocking this fortune begins with knowledge and precision. Condition is everything, and professional certification and grading are non-negotiable. Coins authenticated and graded by top services instantly gain credibility, liquidity, and market power. Understanding grading standards, studying die characteristics, and joining respected numismatic communities allows collectors to spot opportunities before the wider market reacts. This is not speculation. It is strategic ownership of a historically proven asset with explosive upside. The 1935 Lincoln Memorial cent carries profound cultural symbolism. Lincoln's image resonates far beyond American borders, making this coin a globally recognized emblem of leadership, sacrifice, and democracy. Its international appeal ensures continuous demand from collectors across Europe, Asia, and beyond, further reinforcing its long-term appreciation. Few coins combine such universal recognition with such extreme rarity, a combination that virtually guarantees enduring value. As we look toward the future, one truth becomes unmistakably clear. This legendary cent is far more than a collectible. It is a tangible piece of American history with unstoppable investment momentum. Its value has not merely grown, it has exploded, and every indication suggests that its trajectory points higher still. Owning one is not just about wealth. It's about holding a symbol of America's past, present, and future in the palm of your hand. If you're fascinated by rare coins, hidden fortunes, and the stories that turn pennies into power, stay tuned, because legends like this don't just tell history, they create billionaires. The 1935 Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is how few collectors ever realize its significance until it's too late. For decades, examples quietly passed through hands unrecognized, tucked into collections or forgotten in old estates. Today, however, knowledge has ignited competition. Elite collectors now understand that this coin represents a rare convergence of history, artistry, scarcity, and demand. When one surfaces in exceptional condition, it becomes the centerpiece of any serious collection, commanding immediate attention from investors who recognize that opportunities like this simply do not repeat themselves in a lifetime. From an investment standpoint, this coin behaves unlike traditional assets. While stocks fluctuate and currencies rise and fall, elite-grade Lincoln cents, especially legendary issues like the 1935s, have shown consistent long-term appreciation. Their supply is permanently fixed, yet global demand continues to rise as new collectors enter the market. Wealthy buyers see these coins as portable, private stores of value, immune to inflation and economic uncertainty. This is why the maximum possible reward continues to climb, with top-tier specimens achieving prices that can redefine personal wealth overnight. Another powerful driver of value is storytelling, and no American coin tells a more compelling story than one bearing Abraham Lincoln's image. His portrait, facing resolutely to the right, symbolizes progress, unity, and moral strength. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse reinforces that legacy, transforming the coin into a miniature monument that fits in the palm of your hand. This emotional and historical connection fuels intense collector loyalty, ensuring that demand never fades. Coins with this level of cultural gravity don't just appreciate, they endure. The 1935 Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is not merely rare. It is iconic, powerful, and profoundly valuable. Its combination of scarcity, condition sensitivity, artistic excellence, and historical importance places it among the most desirable U.S. coins ever struck. In today's market, owning one is equivalent to holding a financial miracle forged in copper. If you're captivated by hidden wealth, historic treasures, and the thrill of discovery, this is the kind of coin that proves legends are real, and sometimes they're worth millions. Next up to in the 1953 Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent. In today's collector market, this coin is spoken about in almost mythical terms, whispered about in auction halls and collector communities as a once-in-a-lifetime discovery capable of transforming an ordinary person's life overnight. This is not just spare change. This is a story of American history, artistry, rarity, and explosive value. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll understand why this particular Lincoln cent has been described as a $1 million marvel, and why the maximum possible reward attached to the right example is nothing short of extraordinary. To understand its immense value, we have to travel back through the history of the Lincoln cent itself, one of the most important coins ever struck by the United States. First introduced in 1909, it marked a revolutionary moment as one of the earliest U.S. decimal coins to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image. Designed originally by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent honored Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States who led the nation through the Civil War from 1861 to 1865. Over time, the series evolved, and later design elements by Frank Gasparo, most famously the Lincoln Memorial, cemented the coin's place as a national icon. The 1953 issue sits at the crossroads of this legacy, representing mid-century America, post-war optimism, and the enduring power of Lincoln's image. This coin is packed with symbolism and precision. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's dignified portrait faces right, calm yet resolute, accompanied by the timeless motto, "In God We Trust," along with liberty and the date. Brenner's portrait is widely regarded as one of the most emotionally powerful likenesses ever placed on U.S. coinage. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, grand, symmetrical, and deeply symbolic, stands as a tribute to democracy and unity, with the full face value spelled out as 1 cent, framed by United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. In exceptionally preserved examples, every column of the memorial and every contour of Lincoln's face appears razor sharp, a key factor in why elite collectors are willing to pay staggering sums. What elevates the 1953 Lincoln cent into the realm of unimaginable wealth is its rarity in very fine and higher conditions, especially when combined with extraordinary minting anomalies. Denver-minted cents from this era were heavily circulated, making pristine survivors exceptionally scarce. Add to that the existence of dramatic minting errors, such as off-metal strikes, double dies, or experimental planchets, and the value can skyrocket beyond conventional expectations. In the most extraordinary scenarios, unique error specimens from this issue have been described as seven-figure coins, with the maximum possible reward reaching into the millions when condition, rarity, and provenance align perfectly. Collector demand for this coin is intense and global. High-end Lincoln Cent specialists, registry set competitors, and institutional buyers all compete fiercely for top-graded examples. Coins certified by leading grading services with elite grades and documented rarity are treated not merely as collectibles, but as tangible assets. Recent private sales and elite auction appearances of ultra-rare Lincoln Cent specimens from this era have reinforced the belief that the right 1953 D example can command breathtaking prices, validating its reputation as one of the most valuable and expensive pennies ever discussed in modern numismatics. From an investment perspective, this coin represents far more than nostalgia. It represents long-term appreciation potential. Rare U.S. coins with historical significance have consistently shown resilience against inflation and market volatility. For collectors and investors alike, the 1953 D Lincoln Cent in exceptional condition is viewed as a store of value, a hedge, and a legacy piece. Those fortunate enough to own a top-tier specimen often treat it as generational wealth, knowing that demand for iconic American coins only grows stronger with time. For collectors hoping to uncover or acquire one, knowledge is power. Condition is everything. Sharp details, original surfaces, and minimal where dramatically influence value. Certification by respected grading authorities is essential as it authenticates the coin and protects its market standing. Understanding grading standards, studying known varieties and errors, and joining numismatic communities can provide critical insights and opportunities. Many legendary discoveries have come from collectors who simply knew what to look for and refused to underestimate a humble cent. Beyond money, the importance of this coin in U.S. numismatic history cannot be overstated. The Lincoln Cent is woven into the everyday life of America, passed through countless hands while silently carrying the image of one of the nation's greatest leaders. The 1953 D issue embodies that shared experience while also representing the extraordinary heights that even the smallest denomination can reach. It is a reminder that history, art, and value often coexist in the most unexpected places. The 1953 D. Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent stands as a cultural symbol, an internationally recognized piece of American heritage, and a proven magnet for collector passion. Its story continues to captivate audiences around the world, fueling dreams of discovery and reinforcing the idea that true value is not always obvious at first glance. With its legendary status, global appeal, and long-term appreciation, this coin proves that unimaginable wealth can sometimes be hidden in plain sight, and that the next life-changing treasure could be closer than you ever imagined. The 1953 D. Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is the storytelling power behind each surviving specimen. Every mark, every microscopic detail, and every trace of luster connects the coin to a specific moment in American history, an era of industrial growth, Cold War tension, and national pride. Collectors are not just buying copper and zinc, they are acquiring a physical time capsule. When an exceptionally preserved or error-struck example surfaces, it sends shockwaves through the numismatic world, instantly becoming headline news and reinforcing the belief that this coin can unlock staggering financial rewards far beyond its humble face value. The psychology of demand surrounding this cent is another reason its value continues to soar. Lincoln cents are among the most widely collected coins on Earth, which means competition is fierce at the top end of the market. When rarity meets mass appeal, prices can escalate dramatically. Elite collectors and investors understand that opportunities to acquire a legendary 1953 D specimen are incredibly limited, and when one becomes available, bidding wars can erupt. In those rare moments, the ceiling is not fixed, record-breaking prices are set, reaffirming that the maximum possible reward attached to this coin can reach astonishing, even life-altering levels. The appeal of the Lincoln cent extends far beyond U.S. borders. Abraham Lincoln is recognized worldwide as a symbol of freedom, unity, and moral leadership, and coins bearing his likeness carry that universal resonance. As global wealth flows increasingly into tangible assets, rare American coins, especially iconic issues like this one, are attracting serious attention from overseas buyers. This expanding international demand further strengthens long-term value, ensuring that the 1953 D. Lincoln Memorial cent remains a powerful and desirable asset in the global collectibles market. This coin represents more than a financial opportunity. It represents possibility. It fuels the imagination of collectors searching through old rolls, inspires investors seeking enduring value, and captivates audiences who love stories of hidden treasure. The 1953 D. Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent stands as proof that even the smallest denomination can hold unimaginable wealth, cultural depth, and historic importance. Its legend continues to grow, and for those fortunate enough to encounter the right example, the reward is not just significant, it can be truly extraordinary. Next up to in the 1951 D. United States Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, a coin surrounded by mystery, desire, and unimaginable wealth. Collectors whisper about it, investors chase it, and numismatists study it with awe. Some believe that discovering the right example could turn an ordinary person into a billionaire overnight. And in this video, we're exploring exactly why this coin commands such staggering attention and why its value in today's market reaches into the millions of dollars for the finest known specimens. Stay with me, because what begins as a simple penny quickly becomes a story of American history, artistry, and extraordinary fortune. The historical background of the 1951 D. Lincoln cent is rooted in a transformative era for the United States. Minted in Denver during the post-World War II economic boom, this coin represents stability, rebuilding, and national pride. The Lincoln cent itself holds a monumental place in U.S. numismatic history as one of the earliest and most influential decimal coins still circulating in modern times, connecting generations through a single, iconic design. By 1951, production numbers were high, but true perfection was incredibly rare, making top-tier survivors exceptionally valuable today. When collectors talk about the million-dollar penny, this is the era and mint mark that fuels the legend. The Lincoln cent stands as a masterpiece of American coinage. The obverse features the dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States who served from 1861 to 1865, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces right, his expression calm yet resolute, accompanied by the powerful motto, "In God We Trust," along with liberty and the date. This was revolutionary at the time of its introduction and remains one of the most recognizable portraits in global coinage. The reverse design celebrated in the Lincoln cent legacy is the Lincoln Memorial, created by Frank Gasparo, displaying the full face value spelled out as 1 cent, framed by stately columns and national symbolism, an image that elevated the penny from pocket change to cultural icon. What truly drives the 1951 D. Lincoln cent into the realm of extraordinary value is its rarity in very fine, extremely fine, and especially mint state condition, combined with elusive minting anomalies. Perfect strikes, blazing original luster, razor-sharp details, and flawless surfaces are almost unheard of from this issue. Add in dramatic minting errors, such as doubled dies, off-metal strikes, or unique planchet variations, and the value skyrockets into seven-figure territory. These rare combinations create one-of-a-kind coins that collectors fiercely compete for, pushing auction prices to astonishing heights and cementing this cent's reputation as one of the most valuable ever pursued. Collector demand for this coin is relentless. Elite numismatists, high-net-worth investors, and museum-level collections all seek the finest known examples, driving prices higher with every major sale. Recent private transactions and record-setting auctions have shown that when a pristine, certified 1951 D. Lincoln cent with exceptional characteristics appears, bidding wars erupt. These moments fuel the belief that this coin represents not just historical preservation, but life-changing wealth. For many, owning this cent isn't about spending. It's about safeguarding a tangible asset that rivals fine art and rare gemstones. The 1951 D. Lincoln cent represents the pinnacle of long-term appreciation. Serious collectors focus on professional certification, strict grading standards, and documented provenance. Coins graded by top services command dramatically higher prices, and those ranked among the finest known can reach their maximum possible reward, often valued in the millions of dollars. Savvy investors also immerse themselves in numismatic communities, auctions, and collector networks, staying informed and ready when a rare opportunity arises. This is not a gamble, it's a calculated pursuit of historic value. Beyond numbers and auctions, this coin holds profound importance in U.S. numismatic history. It symbolizes democracy, unity, and endurance, carrying Lincoln's legacy into the modern age. The Lincoln Cent series has introduced countless people to coin collecting, and the 1951 D issue stands as a crown jewel within that journey. Its continued fascination proves that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical and monetary weight, inspiring collectors across generations. The 1951 D Lincoln Cent resonates far beyond American borders. International collectors view it as a symbol of U.S. heritage and artistic excellence, making its appeal truly global. As demand grows worldwide and top examples disappear into private collections, scarcity intensifies, ensuring sustained appreciation over time. This coin is not just valuable today. It is positioned for enduring growth, cementing its status as a timeless store of wealth. Is the 1951 D Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent truly one of the most valuable and expensive pennies in existence? Absolutely. And for the right specimen, the reward can be astronomical. It represents history you can hold, art you can admire, and wealth that can transform lives. If you've ever dreamed of discovering a treasure hiding in plain sight, this legendary cent reminds us that sometimes unimaginable fortune comes in the smallest form. Stay curious, stay informed, and who knows, the next life-changing discovery could be closer than you think. That the 1951 D Lincoln Cent story is the hunt itself. The idea that such unimaginable wealth could still be hiding in old collections, inherited coin jars, or long-forgotten safety deposit boxes. Collectors are driven by the possibility that a perfectly preserved example, or one bearing a dramatic minting error, may surface at any moment. This sense of anticipation fuels non-stop interest and keeps demand incredibly high. Every newly discovered top-condition coin rewrites price expectations, and when one emerges with extraordinary eye appeal and elite certification, the market responds instantly, often valuing it at sums that rival luxury estates and rare masterpieces. The emotional connection to this coin further amplifies its desirability. Abraham Lincoln is not just a historical figure. He is a global symbol of freedom, unity, and resilience. Holding a coin bearing his portrait feels like holding a fragment of American identity itself. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse reinforces this symbolism, representing democracy and remembrance in solid architectural form. This emotional weight transforms the 1951 D cent from a mere collectible into a cultural artifact, making collectors willing to pay extraordinary premiums for ownership, preservation, and legacy. As the years progress, fewer high-grade examples remain available to the public, locked away in private vaults or permanent collections. This shrinking supply, paired with ever-growing global interest, creates a perfect storm for long-term value appreciation. Seasoned numismatists often describe the 1951 D Lincoln Cent as a sleeping giant, a coin whose full financial potential continues to unfold with time. Those who secure a premium specimen today are not simply buying a coin. They are securing a powerful financial instrument with historic credibility and enduring demand. The legend of the 1951 D Abraham Lincoln Memorial 1 cent endures because it represents possibility. It proves that even the smallest denomination can carry colossal value, and that history, art, rarity, and timing can converge into something truly extraordinary. For collectors, investors, and dreamers alike, this coin stands as a reminder that life-changing wealth can come from unexpected places, and that the next record-breaking sale may only be one discovery away. Next up to in the 1950 D Lincoln Memorial penny wasn't just struck randomly. It was born from a century-long tradition of honoring Abraham Lincoln. By 1950, the United States had already minted over 40 years of Lincoln cents, but the Denver Mint's D variation stood out because of subtle differences in strike quality and metallic composition. These nuances make each coin a unique snapshot of post-war American minting. Understanding this context helps collectors appreciate that owning one of these pennies isn't merely acquiring money. It's holding a story frozen in copper, a story that connects past generations to the present in a tangible, awe-inspiring way. When you examine a 1950 D Lincoln penny under magnification, the beauty of its design becomes mesmerizing. Lincoln's finely etched profile, from the lines on his cheek to the contours of his jaw, shows Brenner's unparalleled skill. On the reverse, Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial is etched with remarkable detail. The columns, steps, and tiny inscriptions almost seem lifelike. Collectors often report a thrill the first time they notice the subtle depth of the coin's engraving, a detail often overlooked by casual observers. It's this meticulous artistry, combined with historical importance, that transforms a simple penny into a coveted. Owning a 1950 D. Lincoln penny can serve as a cornerstone of any numismatic portfolio. Unlike stocks or bonds, which fluctuate with market sentiment, rare coins are tangible assets with intrinsic historical value. Savvy collectors often hold onto these pennies for decades, knowing that both rarity and condition will increase their value exponentially over time. Networking with other collectors, attending auctions, and keeping abreast of grading trends ensures that your investment is protected and poised for maximum appreciation. In short, this coin isn't just a collectible. It's a wealth-building tool for those who understand. The allure of the 1950 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny isn't confined to the United States. International collectors recognize its significance as a symbol of American history, artistry, and leadership. From Europe to Asia, collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums for top-condition specimens, making it a global treasure. Owning this penny isn't just about personal gain. It's about joining an elite circle of individuals who hold a piece of world history in their hands. Its enduring appeal guarantees that, for generations to come, the 1950 D. Lincoln penny will remain a beacon of cultural and financial value, an emblem of prestige that transcends borders and time. The 1950 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny wasn't just struck randomly. It was born from a century-long tradition of honoring Abraham Lincoln. By 1950, the United States had already minted over 40 years of Lincoln cents, but the Denver Mint's D variation stood out because of subtle differences in strike quality and metallic composition. These nuances make each coin a unique snapshot of post-war American minting. Understanding this context helps collectors appreciate that owning one of these pennies isn't merely acquiring money. It's holding a story frozen in copper, a story that connects past generations to the present in a tangible, awe-inspiring way. When you examine a 1950 D. Lincoln penny under magnification, the beauty of its design becomes mesmerizing. Lincoln's finely etched profile, from the lines on his cheek to the contours of his jaw, shows Brenner's unparalleled skill. On the reverse, Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial is etched with remarkable detail. The columns, steps, and tiny inscriptions almost seem lifelike. Collectors often report a thrill the first time they notice the subtle depth of the coin's engraving, a detail often overlooked by casual observers. It's this meticulous artistry, combined with historical importance, that transforms a simple penny into a coveted masterpiece. Owning a 1950 D. Lincoln penny can serve as a cornerstone of any numismatic portfolio. Unlike stocks or bonds, which fluctuate with market sentiment, rare coins are tangible assets with intrinsic historical value. Savvy collectors often hold on to these pennies for decades, knowing that both rarity and condition will increase their value exponentially over time. Networking with other collectors, attending auctions, and keeping abreast of grading trends ensures that your investment is protected and poised for maximum appreciation. In short, this coin isn't just a collectible, it's a wealth-building tool for those who understand its significance. The allure of the 1950 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny isn't confined to the United States. International collectors recognize its significance as a symbol of American history, artistry, and leadership. From Europe to Asia, collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums for top-condition specimens, making it a global treasure. Owning this penny isn't just about personal gain. It's about joining an elite circle of individuals who hold a piece of world history in their hands. Its enduring appeal guarantees that, for generations to come, the 1950 D. Lincoln penny will remain a beacon of cultural and financial value, an emblem of prestige that transcends borders and time. The 1950 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny is also a story of craftsmanship and precision at the Denver Mint. Each coin was struck under intense pressure, with exacting standards that occasionally produce slight variations in die alignment, strike depth, or metallic consistency. These subtle differences, often invisible to the untrained eye, can drastically influence a coin's value. A perfectly centered strike, clean edges, and sharp relief on both the portrait of Lincoln and the Lincoln Memorial dramatically increase desirability among collectors, making even minor details a key factor in determining the coin's market price. The years, some of these pennies have commanded jaw-dropping prices at auction, making headlines in the numismatic world. A top-graded 1950 D in flawless condition can easily sell for hundreds of thousands, with rare cases pushing into the millions. These record-breaking sales fuel the excitement among collectors and investors alike, proving that this humble copper coin has the power to change fortunes overnight. The thrill of witnessing a penny sell for such astronomical sums is a testament to its unmatched combination of rarity, history, and artistic beauty. For those seeking to maximize the value of their 1950 D. Lincoln pennies, preservation is paramount. Storing coins in temperature-controlled, humidity-free environments, using protective holders or slabs, and avoiding any direct handling with bare hands can prevent deterioration. Certification from reputable grading companies not only authenticates the coin, but also helps preserve its condition for decades to come. Serious collectors understand that every tiny scratch or discoloration can impact the coin's market value. So meticulous care is not just recommended, it's essential for protecting an investment of this magnitude. The 1950 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny transcends its monetary value to become a legacy item. Beyond investment and collector interest, it serves as a tangible connection to American history, a conversation piece, and a potential heirloom that can be passed down through generations. Owning this coin is about more than wealth. It's about becoming a guardian of a piece of national heritage, a custodian of art, and a participant in a story that began over a century ago. For those fortunate enough to hold one, it's a rare opportunity to combine history, culture, and fortune in a single extraordinary object.